Hello and welcome to the Car Ride Convos Podcast, podcast number 25, the anniversary podcast.
Ooh.
I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Kristen.
And right now we are in who knows where, Iceland. I have no idea where. We're coming to you live, and we got the power of the patent pending Convos cam on board today, as you can see.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing it throughout this trip. Hopefully it'll help out. I mean, I don't know if anybody actually watches the podcast, but if you do, you're going to get an extra treat. So
it's a nice scenic podcast.
Yeah.
I figured we would give you the entertaining views of what we are seeing. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty stunning here.
It is pretty stunning here. It's really cool. So you think you got it cool now, right? Well, how about you try this? This is the big reveal. Oh my goodness. What is that?
Beautiful.
That is Scaphos?
I forgot which one was. Yeah, maybe Scaphos?
Scaphos? We'll see. It's so basically falls out here is Foss, like Foss. So we've been to Gullfoss, which is way bigger.
And amazing.
It was way bigger.
We were there
than
for
that.
at least an hour and a half yesterday.
Yeah, and you could spend hours there.
It was beautiful.
It was kind of this time of day, maybe a little bit further in the day where the sun's about to set.
Mm-hmm.
It was so great. Loved it. And, man, I gotta tell you, this Iceland stuff is no joke.
No joke.
I thought I'd really like it here. I didn't think I'd really, really like it. This stuff is amazing.
Yeah, the scenery here is, incredible.
Yeah.
And I knew I would feel like this. I really wish we had more time here. We will be here for 4 days altogether.
I know.
The flight wasn't bad. It was about 4 hours and 20 minutes from Boston. We're going to hit these people on the way out. So there's that. There's
Skagafoss.
Oh, yeah. That's the waterfall we just saw. Skagafoss.
Yeah. If anybody's from Iceland watching this, I am so sorry about pronouncing things. I
Yeah.
can't pronounce anything out here.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I was just oh, these are those Nordic people. They love their consonants. They love their vowels, too. There's a lot of those in there, too.
They just love letters. Everything is pretty long.
Yeah, everything's pretty long. So, yeah. I don't know. Having a great time.
A great time. The weather... What's wrong?
Nothing. Just continue with your story about us flying in and...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the flights weren't bad. I slept a little bit on the plane. I had some very weird row mates. Thankfully, thank God, thank you, Jesus, that I was on the aisle, though. Can you imagine how much weirder it would have been if I was at the window?
Yeah.
Or God help me, in the middle?
Yep.
I was sitting next to this gentleman who was, spilling over, and not really, I don't know, he was touching me the whole entire flight, and I don't really know why, because, he wasn't, a extremely large man, but he just kind of didn't really have, he was one of those people that just didn't have, a personal bubble and any sense of personal space.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they kept wanting to talk to me, which was a little much, too.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a talker on airplanes. But anyway. Yeah, so our flight was a red-eye flight. We got into Iceland around 4:30 in the morning. And to our surprise, there's pretty much there's not very many places open 24 hours. So we had to kind of we were going to try to eat a little something, because to us it was around 11:30, because there's a 4-hour time difference. Not many places are open 24 hours, so we had to kind of track down this little 7-Eleven type equivalent while we were there and get some snacks and things. And we couldn't even check into our hotel because it was obviously that early in Iceland.
Yeah.
And we had reservations at the Blue Lagoon at 9. So we were kind of trying to figure out what to do. We ended up driving around a little bit. It was so, it was pitch dark out by the airport, though. Yeah. So it's not even we could really enjoy this insanely gorgeous scenery as you're seeing around you right now, because it was pitch dark. But we drove around for a little bit, and then what did we do? Oh, then we had our little snack, and then I think we just kind of opted to drive out towards the Blue Lagoon, and then we got there around like 7-ish, and then we took like an hour and a half nap in our car, which worked. I mean, you didn't sleep, but I slept a little bit, which helped a little bit take the edge off. We did try to go to the Blue Lagoon relatively early because I mean, it is a pretty big like tourist attraction out here, but the lagoon itself is really big. Like in the beginning, like there were still quite a few people there when we went, but it wasn't like, by the time we left, it was like, oh, okay, I'm glad that we didn't come at this time in the afternoon. Because there was a lot of people. So there was plenty of spots in the lagoon, like when we were there, where we were like secluded. Like we weren't surrounded like by a ton of people. So that was nice. We can kind of find our own little like corners and things to just chill. We got to do some mud masks. We got a little drink at the bar. And then we had a lunch reservation at the Lava Restaurant, which is one of the restaurants at the Blue Lagoon, which was delicious.
Yeah, they had some good food there.
It was beautiful. It was just a really nice, it was so relaxing. It was a really nice entry into our time in Iceland. And, we just drove past our little Airbnb.
Oh, I thought it was this one.
Stayed.
No,
that's the Big Rock, remember?
Oh, yeah. We stayed there last night.
We did.
How delightful.
Look at all the little sheepies. Look at them all.
There's like a bunch of sheep
God.
that are climbing up these mountains and stuff. They're so cool.
And these mountains are like literally like 90 degrees up almost.
Yeah.
It's like insane. And these sheep are just kind of wandering all over the place. It's so funny.
Yeah. This is a great country.
I love it. It's breathtaking. Like everything about it has been breathtaking.
And this is, in my opinion, my first time truly being out of the country. Like, I was telling Kristen, I tell most people, I always like, I've been to Mexico and the Bahamas, but I don't count those. And I've even been to Canada before, and I definitely don't count that. You know what I'm saying? So it's even more far removed. So,
although I do feel like Canada, especially because Montreal, like there was quite a few like French-speaking people there, it did feel a little bit foreign.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially growing up in the Midwest where there is a heavy population of Mexican immigrants and stuff. So when you go to Mexico, you're like, oh, like, totally. Like, I was talking, like, I was using my kitchen Mexican and kind of talking to people and stuff like that the best I could. They kind of got it a little bit. There was a couple words that, they were like, I don't know why you would pronounce things like that. But,
right, yeah, exactly.
Everything is just like a...
Yeah, excuse me as I just take pictures, because it's just like everything. I have like 850 million pictures.
Oh yeah, I have a ton too.
But then 90% of them, not 90, I have a handful that are just like me accidentally taking pictures too.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm still trying to get used to this whole like double button thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're making another video, kind of top secret, but we have like a lot of like B-roll from it, and I'm just like, I don't even know if we're going to be able to tap like the amount of B-roll we have for stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just too much.
It's just so... It is, like... I just can't believe, like, this is what we're surrounded by right now. Like, it is breathtaking. It's insanely beautiful. Like, there's so many... I was telling Ryan, like, I've never been anywhere that's been, like... As you can see, I think part of the magical part of Iceland is that it is so insanely flat that you can see for miles.
Yeah.
But then you have these ginormous, as you can see right in front of us, these mountains... that like, oh my God. And I wish it was turned a little bit further this way because then you can
you can see like the
gaps.
Yeah.
Can I just pop it out for a half second?
Sure. Go for it. Pop that thing out.
Cage. Like this.
Yeah.
Check that out.
It's pretty wild.
Like that's insanely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Driving here is super easy. It's not even remotely an issue at all.
Yeah. There's like 1 or 2 roads to get somewhere.
Yeah, the only advice I'd give to people is, number one, the signs are very minimalist, so you have to keep your eyes a little bit sharper than usual.
Yeah.
Than in America. We have big honking signs everywhere, And
most of the signs aren't in English, but it's enough that like they have numbers for the highways and then they have the name of it. So I mean that's pretty much it.
Yep.
But
number 2, I think they've nerfed the rental cars. Excuse me while I have a cough. I've had a cough every time ever since I've been here. But every speed radar that I've gone through is like 10 kilometers less than like what I'm actually going according to my speedometer, you know?
Yeah, which is
so,
weird.
I know.
I wonder if that is true, though. I mean, I think there's some validity to that.
Yeah. So to pick up where you left off...
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got distracted.
No, it's fine. This place is very distracting, so if we're very distracted, we apologize. We just thought we'd give you this nice little 25th anniversary podcast. It just, you know, we kind of botched like the 20th. We were going to do like the sister podcast on the 20th, but our filming schedule messed up a little bit, and it ended up being like the 19th or the...
I don't know, screwed it up.
Something. So
surprise,
you guys deserve
surprise.
this. You guys deserve this. We, you know, let's just
yeah.
make it a thing, you know? But yeah, so after the Blue Lagoon,
yes,
we drove to Reykjavik, which is the big city. Which is the big city that's not a big city.
Yeah.
It's a big small city.
Yes.
And we checked into our hotel. Luckily, the check-in times were 2 p.m. there, which is really great. Like, we showed up, like, I don't know, 20 minutes after that happened or something.
Yeah,
it was perfect,
so.
whatever
yeah.
it is. We crashed for a bit, got up, walked down, like, I would say probably like the shopping district street. I'm assuming that's what that was.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
Yeah. And had some drinks and some eats. And a little sheepy.
That sheepy was right by the fence. We could have pulled off.
I know.
A few pics.
There's just a lot of cute little sheep all over the place. Yeah, so Reykjavik, after that, we went to sleep. Our hotel had a bar, which was nice. That was fun. Got to talk to a guy. This is how crazy, like, just living in Europe is in general, I guess. If you, I don't know, this is an EU state or EUA or whatever they were talking about. Just so fascinating. Everybody has such a fascinating life story. This guy who's the bartender, he's like going to bartending school and like winemaking school and like all this like really complicated stuff, right? And his parents are from Scotland, but he was born and raised in Portugal. So he's Scottish, but born and raised in Portugal, moved out here to Iceland. Pretty crazy. Like, what a crazy story. He was so fun to talk to. Talked to another bartender, an older gentleman, who was from Serbia. Shout out to all of my Rockford Serbian friends. Seriously.
Chicago.
And Chicago. Yeah, Chicago and Rockford. Big fan of the Serbs. Good people. Mm-hmm. Good people. They put up with my jokes a lot when I would call them Bosnians on purpose, and that made them very upset, and rightly so. But you know me, Ryan. I kid. I joke. I try to bring the worst out of everyone. That's kind of like my thing. So yeah, then we went to sleep in Reykjavik. Woke up. Drove out to. What did we do first? Was it Golfos? Did we go all the way out there?
So our goal for this trip was to kind of do as much of the Golden Circle as we could.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, it's almost like a whale-shaped circle of touristy type of landmarks and like, look at all those bras.
There's a bunch of bras. That guy must be like a rock star or something, and he's like collecting.
Oh.
Or they're just air drying. Who knows?
Who knows? But look at that pretty little waterfall up there.
Cute.
It's so cute. We should have just put this out on this window.
Yeah.
You're struggling so much. Anyway, so our goal for this trip was kind of to do the Golden Circle because there were so many high points to meet, and we really wanted to. We felt like the best way to maybe do this trip, because we only had a few days, was to rent a car and kind of go at our own pace, which I'm really happy we did. Yeah. Because from what I've heard, some of the tours that you do that are like 5, 6, maybe 12 hours I've seen. Mm-hmm. You are obviously stopped for like a clear cut amount of time, and you don't get to spend as much time. From what I had heard, other people who had gone on tours, not as long as you'd want to, or you don't get to explore as much as you want to. Yeah. And some of the cool stuff that we have found after being places for like 45 minutes to an hour is kind of, you find those secluded places where you get some like really cool shots, or just you're secluded. Like we were just at the Black Sand beaches, for example, and that was probably the most crowded, besides the Blue Lagoon, location that we have seen so far. But if you just travel out a little bit further to the end of the beach, on either end really, I mean, you kind of find those secluded spaces where you just, you know, get to enjoy the sound of the waves and the ocean and just, you know, be in the wilderness, which has been cool. So I'm really, I feel like our trip has just been going so well, and I was a little nervous because this is kind of the first trip we've planned that's been, like, we kind of have an itinerary. Like, we had a hotel booked in Reykjavik, and then we had a hotel booked last night, like, near Vik, which is on the southern part of the Golden Circle. So we kind of, like, we had places we wanted to stop on the way. Like, but, I mean, I've been really excited. I feel like it's worked out really well. Again, the whole renting the car thing, I think, was very helpful. And the roads are not bad because there hasn't been any snow since we've been here, so we lucked out as far as that goes. But yeah, and every drive, like, I mean, it's just absolutely stunning landscape. So, I mean, it's not, I mean, we've driven, like, you know, an hour here, hour there. Like, I think yesterday in total we drove around, like, 3.5 hours maybe from each of the places we were going. I don't think it felt like that at all. No.
A lot of the people around here were like, oh, that's like a lot of driving you guys got to do. It's, I mean, especially being from the United States, it's not really like... No. You know?
Well, especially, I don't know, we grew up doing a lot of road trips and stuff. Yeah. And because we didn't have money usually to have a family of 4 fly to, like, even Florida, for example. Yep. Florida from Illinois is like a 24-hour drive or something.
It's pretty long.
It's pretty long.
19.
And that was like a big, like, we would go to Florida, we had family out there, and then obviously Disney World was there. So a couple hours here and there. Well, even like with my job, every weekend when I worked in New York, I would drive back home to see Ryan from Syracuse, which on a good day was 4 hours, on a bad day it was like 5. Yep. And I would do that twice a weekend. Yep. So, you know, I think that has kind of prepared us a little bit too. Like, I don't mind being in the car for long periods of time. So
it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. The cell phone situation isn't bad. It's kind of a little weird, but it's nothing like...
Not as bad as I thought, though. We have reception almost everywhere.
Directions-wise, if you know where you're going, there are like 4 roads.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You really can't screw it up.
Yeah. And we have this little car. We rented a little car. It's just cheaper that way.
It's like a Nissan Pulsar?
Pulsar, yeah. Nissan Pulsar. I don't think they're available in the States. But they... so we can't go to the Highlands with it. We didn't plan on it, but there are road restrictions that we can't go on and stuff. But it's been fine. You know, it's super. Like Kristen said, she was nervous, and she was very nervous. No, I would say if she's telling me she's nervous whenever we're coming out here. But it's just been so chill. It's been the opposite of anxious.
God.
It's, I don't know. I don't feel like I have to be anywhere. We're going to another waterfall right now, you know, so we can see 3 waterfalls in total. But yeah, is that all we did that one day, is go to Gulfus? We just drove there?
We went to the geyser. We were at the geyser yesterday.
Oh, the geyser. I totally forgot about the geyser. The geyser was very cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I think it was, I don't remember what the name of, like, but everything, like, every sign was like the geyser.
The geyser. That's all it is.
And then there was like little geyser.
Little geyser when we went there. Little geyser.
That was cool. We got some cool pictures and stuff of that. Yeah. And it was cool, like, seeing like some of the hot springs around it with just like the steam coming off of the little spots. Look at all the man, we could pull up and get the furry sheep.
There's so many sheep. We've seen one group of wild sheep. There's a lot of farm raised sheep out here, but they were definitely wild. And then we've seen wild horses, which is cool too.
They're so cute. Everything is so furry out here.
I know, it's so furry. And then went to the grocery store. We went to a grocery store the other night, and I was able to find some harkel or harkarl or something. It's basically like cured shark. I've heard it's pretty rough to eat.
We should probably eat that later tonight, because I don't want to have that nasty taste in my mouth, like, going home tomorrow.
Oh no, we're gonna do it for the video. So yeah, that's gonna be like one of the snacks. Put it in the snack so I can clickbait it. Eating harkel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Put it on there. Like, I've heard it's like one of the one things that like Anthony Bourdain just did not think tasted good at all. And he's like, I've eaten like meat in Africa that was definitely kind of a little bit not fresh. Ew. Which I can't imagine that. I've had stuff that's been like mildly like that, and I'd be like, ooh. Like, that's a weird taste.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could try a lot of... Like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this, but I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah. And yeah, we chilled at that farm place, and there was a doggo there, which was so cute.
There was a doggo, and he was so excited. He, like, greeted all the Airbnbers in the morning as everybody was leaving. He was so cute.
He wanted pets. He wanted pets.
Got all of his pets.
Yep.
He was pretty excited.
And then we went to, I don't really know what it's called, but it's a big rock with a hole in it. That was the first thing we did this morning. Yeah.
It's a hard name to pronounce. Everything here is...
Yeah. We did that, did some hiking.
My map isn't working, so I can't tell you what
Don't worry about
called, but...
and then from there, we went to the black sand beaches.
Which are also beautiful.
So great. Iceland, I will tell you straight up.
Dire Holy?
Something. Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
Rock with a big hole in it. That's what we're going to call it.
And the black sand beaches is Rainsfara?
I don't know.
Beach. So sorry.
We're terrible at pronouncing all of this stuff.
It's tricky.
The one thing I will tell you about Iceland, all of the tourist traps, they're all fun. They're all great. I don't know. I'll recommend all of them. Like, we had some people tell us, they were like, oh yeah, like, it's kind of way too overcrowded and you can't get pictures alone, and I was thinking all those like crazy stories of like all those massive amounts of tourists. We go down to downtown Boston. It gets pretty bad tourist-wise down there. This is nothing like that. And there's such wide open spaces. It's like, who cares?
Right.
You know? And there's not a single one that I've been to that I'm like, I probably wouldn't suggest doing that. They're all awesome. Yeah. Maybe it's because they're all outside, and I really like being outside. Maybe that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because it's outside. I don't know.
And the landscape here is obviously so different than everything else we've seen that it's like, how could you not enjoy this? Like, I don't know. And like I said, I think because the points of interest that we've gone... Look at that waterfall.
Another waterfall.
So cool.
Wow.
The points of interest have all been big enough because it is in this like massive landscape that we have been able to kind of find a little seclusion. It's made it worth it for us too. Look at it's like blowing on the sun.
It's just been beautiful. Another thing is, like, everybody was like, oh, but watch out, like, make sure you're getting gas when you need gas. The Golden Circle's, like, I don't even know, like, it's not that, I've not run into any issues with that at all, you know?
Yeah, I haven't had, I mean, again, it's like you're only driving a few hours in each direction, you know what I mean? Like, people make it sound a lot, like, more, that's another thing, is people make it sound a lot more, like, abandoned and secluded than it really is. Like, even, I was telling Ryan, even the amounts of, like, places that have even had, like, bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them you have to pay for, but I mean, it's like $1.
Or
whatever it is. That has even been surprising. So I don't feel like any part of this has been inconvenient, which is what I was kind of anticipating, that there'd be some, you know, this trip has been amazing.
Yeah.
I think we might have passed the waterfall. Do you feel like it was this far back from where we stayed?
I don't know. I didn't see any signs to tell me anywhere else to go. Like, look at this is like the biggest. I don't know. Iceland. I don't really know. There's a cafe. Oh, there you go. See, right here.
There we go. I just didn't feel like it was this far away from where we stayed, but I guess it was.
Sijalafoss or whatever it's called.
Oh, look, there's a puffin. Not a real.
Yeah, we haven't seen any real puffins. That kind of sucks, but
real puffins.
You can go up to Maine and see puffins. It's not that big of a deal. We were at this waterfall last night, but it was in the middle of the night, so it was fun. It was really cool to be out here. There's a bunch of field mice all over the road walking and stuff. They were being very cute and probably just cleaning up after people who just dropped stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's great. We're probably going to come back. We've only been doing this for like 20 minutes. And then we'll make our way to Selfos after this.
Yes.
Selfos. If there's Selfos, does that mean that there's a waterfall there too?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't either. Maybe it's crowded.
It is crowded. Yeah, let's see. Let's make sure we pay for parking. It looks like they might be... they might actually be... Whoa.
Today.
Crazy. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's pretty wild.
Maybe this one is the one that you can walk behind and we didn't know about it.
Maybe.
Because it was dark.
It was dark. It was hard to see, like, what was going on, you know? I wish there was a place I could kind of... I'll just do this. Pull right into here so that you guys can get the Convos cam, baby. Patent pending. Don't steal it. Or you'll go to podcast hell.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Okay.
On our way to Selfos. So, bye.
Bye.
We just dominated the Sigella Foss.
No, it's like...
Oh. Scrum Foss?
Oh my god. Ryan has been obsessed with that word for the past 5 minutes.
Literally
and
5
he said it 87 times.
I don't know why. So you can walk behind this waterfall. We didn't because it got really cold and the water coming up, it started to freeze everything. Yeah. And so I just was out there with my tennis shoes because I was out there last night and I was like, it's just a paved road. It's no big deal. But this stuff was icy. We were basically ice skating out there. Yeah. Pretty funny.
Seljalands Foss.
Seljalands Foss. Do you need to throw anything away?
No, I'll just keep going. It's fine.
Well, there is an overall lack of... Holy crap, look at that van.
Wow. Monster truck.
These people are getting ready for like a zombie apocalypse. There's a lot of people who go all out and they really don't need to. So what we're doing here is we're just taking a left and then taking a right, right? That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
And back towards that.
Yeah, correct, yes.
Yeah. So now we're heading to Selfos. And we're going to get Selfos. And we're going to get some hot dogs. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow we're going to get...
some lobster soup, too.
Tomorrow, yeah. Right?
Oh, tomorrow?
Before we go, right?
Maybe.
Well, let's check. We'll see which one's open, because I know the hot dog place is open until 10.
You want lobster soup for breakfast?
We can have lunch in Selfos, can't we?
Well, our flight's at 3:30, so...
It'll basically be breakfast.
We should be... Oh, okay.
I don't know. This guy suggested that we get lobster soup in Selfos. He says it's very good. Mm-hmm. I had some langoustine soup at that really nice lava restaurant. And then I kind of had this shocking, not really realization, because it was kind of... it's been kind of somewhat apparent over the years. I don't really like langoustines. And they're so similar to, like... I'd say they're super similar to, like... Not so much shrimp, but lobster and, like, crawfish and, like, that sort of thing. And I just don't like them. I don't know why. They taste barely different, but I
don't think I've had langoustine.
I used to get the frozen langoustines at Trader Joe's, and I used to make pasta and mix them in with
Oh, really?
And I was like, I kind of don't like this. I'm like, it's probably just, the source. And then I come out here and eat some langoustine soup, and I'm like, I don't like this. So, I don't really know what's going on there, but whatever. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good little...
Yeah, it was cold.
It was cold. It got really cold. It's not been that cold today. In fact, over by the black sand beaches today, it was actually kind of hot. Like, it was like 5 degrees Celsius. So,
well, the sun's been out like a lot, most of the day, as I'm sure you guys can see.
Yeah, probably.
Pretty sunny.
Hopefully, it's not ruining the Convos cam too much, but whatever.
I don't think it
should be fine.
It should be fine.
But yeah, this one's towards Reykjavik and all.
So we're staying on 1 the whole way there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sick, dude. I don't remember if there's any cool, like, landscape coming up. I don't really remember. But, I don't know. Just being out here is just so foreign, so...
Yeah.
It's great. I kind of want to ask Iceland for my money back, though, because today has been sunny, and I just wanted to be overcast and kind of misting the entire time, and we've gotten that up until this point, so...
Yeah.
Because everybody was like, I hope you guys have some good weather, and I'm like, it's been beautiful so far. It's been overcast and rainy, and she thought I was being sarcastic, kind of. She's like, people, like, they actually complain whenever it's not sunny. I'm like, people come here wanting it to be sunny out, like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
The pictures that have been ruined so far have been because of the sun.
It's true.
It's too overexposing, and it doesn't work. So I don't know.
It's too much.
It's too much. As opposed to overcast is like casting the perfect amount of light. So
it's true.
Whatever. Come out here though. Come out here to Iceland.
Yeah, totally.
It's so great. It's so great.
I already want to come back. We haven't left yet.
Well, we're gonna have to.
Oh, we're gonna have to.
Because we haven't seen the Northern Lights.
Oh, I know. I'm so sad.
I know. Either that or maybe we'll go to Alaska and go see the...
Alaska?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, we can go stay with your relatives.
Yeah.
In Alaska. Don't they have a bunch of dogs up there?
Bernese mountain dogs, I believe. They breed them.
I would be down to hang out with some dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs make every trip better.
That is true.
Yeah. I don't know. What a trip it's been so far. Has there anything been weird happen?
A couple of interesting things, mildly interesting, if you will. Apparently it's a thing to, if you have like a queen bed, that you have 2 separate covers for each person, which I am all about, because I feel like that just makes the night so much easier.
Yep.
We were just saying we feel like we should just start adopting that.
Yeah, I think we might.
A twin cover.
Which we're kind of in the market for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're getting close. Our stuff's all messed up.
Yeah, oh God, I know.
Maybe not covers that are as small as the ones they had. They had like ones that I would say are probably smaller than twins.
You're right. They're probably smaller than twins. But, yeah, that's a pretty great idea.
Yep.
I have been liking that. We first got in, where was it? It was at the hotel. The hotel, we got there, we're like, wait a minute, is this 2 like smaller blankets?
Yeah.
And then we slept like that. We're like, well, this is amazing.
It's super comfortable.
And then the place last night, again, had the 2 little blankets, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
The bed last night was so comfortable.
It was.
I slept really well.
The people at the farm Airbnb, man, they got it going on.
Yeah.
The showers here have been on point.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
the shower game here is like raised.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
Joke.
There's like everything I dream of.
Yeah.
Tons of American tourists.
Yeah.
It's like American tourists and then British tourists, and then surprisingly, like, I don't know, I'd probably say the market share is British and American tourists, and then a small number of Asian tourists, which is like, I was not expecting that, because Asians, they travel like as far as like Japan and China and Malaysia and Thailand and all that. Those people all travel really well. You know, like, I mean, there's like everywhere, like Boston, huge place. Like, why is Asia like obsessed with American history? Who gives a crap? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
You guys want to see like the newest country? Like, we're not the newest, but we're one of the newest.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's like 1,200 countries in Africa that are newer, but besides that, I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand the interest in that, but there's tons of them. And then here,
It's true.
It's just like a lot of British and American people.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I haven't seen any Americans that have necessarily made me be a bit embarrassed to be an American, you know? So that's good.
The only thing that I was kind of like, was a little bit like cringy for me was when we were hiking back down from that first point that we were at today where the lighthouse was.
Yeah.
And you could hear people like laughing and screaming from... I'm like, because I'm 98% sure that those were Americans.
Yep,
and
gotta
be. Oh, they're so loud.
Well, I know it's weird because I was like, it's such a quiet place out here.
Yeah.
So when that was happening, like, there was just... I thought people were behind me. I was like, oh, wow, I need to start hurrying up. There's people behind me. Look behind me. Nobody there. They're up at the top of the ridge. I'm like, damn, they're being loud.
Yeah. It's like...
They're being so
because
loud.
Because it's so quiet, it's like any noise like travels, you know?
Yeah.
Which I feel like just like feel the room, you know?
Yeah, is this a cop up here?
I don't know. Oh, maybe.
This is like the first cop.
Yeah, and they may have pulled someone over. Like, their lights are on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like illegal for people to be out at this time.
I don't know. I don't think that's it.
I think if anybody would ever see the amount of cameras, especially we have right now, they'd be like, all right, get over.
Can't do this.
We know, officer, we know. What we do is illegal. I understand.
We get it.
We get it, dude.
It's about time something.
I would probably just make up something stupid like it's for insurance or something. You'd be like, well, why do you have microphones? For insurance as well. You are being recorded. But, I don't know. You know, who knows? Who knows?
Another thing that we saw that I feel like would be fun to do, too, is that people have been renting these little campers.
Yeah.
They're like a little bit bigger than like a minivan, but they actually have like a little like sleeping setup in the back.
Yeah.
Which there's been at least 2 pretty predominant companies that we've seen that have done it. And we actually saw somebody at, I think it was the Black Sand Beaches. Somebody had like the back open and they were like eating lunch or something. Mm-hmm. And you could see the inside. It was really cute. I feel like that'd be a fun way to do it too.
Someone got pulled over.
Thanks.
That is not fun on vacation. No fun.
No fun.
Oh, we're like in like the flatlands now. Like this is where we're at.
There's not a ton of stuff going on as far as scenery.
I still find it is pretty crazy how flat it can be though.
Yeah.
Yet like how have such vast like mountain ranges and stuff behind you. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I love it just because, you know, being from Illinois, flat stuff it's not fun because it's literally just that, you know.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Here it's like a mixture of both, which is nice. But, you know, like you learn a lot of sheep. A lot of sheep. Went to the grocery store, tons, like that's like their primary meat source. I don't think I saw any chicken there. It was all lamb, some beef. Don't remember seeing any pork aside from bacon. You know. Did
you say that they eat horse here too?
Yeah, they do. I couldn't find any horse because I would have got it for the video. And yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. The grocery stores are cool. There's some interesting technology going on at the grocery stores. Just some like very basic like. Why didn't a mechanical engineer or just anybody who has any understanding of physics create this idea? Yeah. But whether you're handing things to the person who rings up the food, the clerk, whether you're handing it to or they're giving it to you, there are these like metal inclines, you know, and declines to where it just uses like a little bit of gravity and they just put it on there and it just kind of goes down. It's like brilliant. Such a simple mechanism and it's perfect and it gets the job done. Like how amazing is that? And then you think about how stupid it is that we don't have any of those. They also have conveyor belts and stuff like the United States does. So, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Pigs or no, those are sheep?
Those are sheep. I think they probably have to keep pigs indoors. I can't imagine. I think they're real hairy pigs probably because it's...
That would be funny to see.
It's pretty cold out here.
It is cold, you're right.
Oh, it's really cold now. It's like 1 degrees. Ooh. It's like 1 degrees. We're getting towards...
You're freezing me out with your side of the car over here.
Sorry. I'm not all about like the whole like suffocatingly hot temperatures.
I don't need it suffocatingly hot. I'm just chilly.
Yeah.
I don't think this vent in the middle works at all.
Mine doesn't either, so it should be fine.
No, I know, but I think you're blowing that at me this way.
Yeah. Iceland, what's the deal with the middle vent? Does it not work? I don't know. But yeah,
barely working out.
I feel like that you could probably come out here just booking a flight and renting a car and just go from like hotel to hotel as you please because there's a lot of hotels here, even in the rural parts.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah.
Especially around like, I mean, they obviously know like what their touristy spots are, but like around the touristy spots, like even when we went out to the geyser, which really seemed like, I mean, there's a lot of places that seem like you're in the middle of nowhere, and then you kind of just like run into like something.
Yeah.
But there was like at least 4 or 5 different little hotels. That's probably not even like, there's probably more than that.
Yeah.
Around the geyser and around, maybe not out by the, I feel like out by the, what was the name of the waterfall yesterday?
Gulfos?
Yeah. That was like right on the edge of the Highlands Road, I think. Like we went as far as I think our little car could have gone.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit more out in the middle of nowhere. But
Still fun,
Yeah.
though. But yeah, there's like a bunch of hotels. Very easy. It'd probably be costly to do that, probably.
Do they have that thing?
What thing?
That thing that you tilted so it doesn't blind you? The sun is like right there.
Oh, sorry. I can
You know what I'm
move
talking
it.
about, though?
I can move it like there. There you go. Not really.
Do you know the thing I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the little, yeah, they don't have it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll just scooch.
I moved out of the way a little bit. You
It's
should
still
be
blinding me.
fine. Really?
No. It's still blinding me.
How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. So what an interesting Car Ride Convos this has been.
So interesting.
So fascinating. Yeah, I didn't really have like a theme. I just kind of thought it'd just be like, let's just talk about the trip, you know?
We really should have started doing this camp before we got here. Because it was so much prettier back there.
Oh, yeah. And just pretended like we were passing all that stuff.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good stuff at the beginning, though.
We did.
A lot of good stuff. Very happy. Happy to report.
Happy to report. Pop this out and show you what's happening over here again.
There's a lot of stuff happening in our peripherals. Ooh,
nice.
Mountain ranges. Ooh, intrigue.
Lovely.
Very nice. Very, very nice. I don't know. You know? There's these cute little things that if you're going over the speed limit, sometimes it'll be like a sad face. And if you're going like the right if you're going like the right speed limit, then it's like gives you like a happy face. It's so cute. Yeah, let's see. So I'm like 80. I'm like 75 right now.
I think this just has.
Oh, it goes down to
numbers.
50. Never mind. It wants me to go down. It's never mind. We're in a little town that I probably can't pronounce. Oh, that was actually on. That was actually on point. Yeah, so maybe they're not nerfing the cars. I don't know.
The meters are just off.
I can't imagine. Meters are so. It's like just such simple technology.
I kind of remember driving here last night. It was so dark. It's like all this is like a totally different drive. Like doing it during the day.
Is this where we got gas?
This might be the store we went to. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Getting gas was kind of weird. They don't give you a receipt at the end, so it just kind of like made me feel like I was stealing. You know? Maybe not. Maybe
No,
this
I
is
don't
not
think
it.
this is. No, we went to the convenience store here to get that stuff last night.
Oh, yeah, we went to the Cronin?
That one.
Cronin? Yeah. It's a cute little town.
Let's see where we're at here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need gas?
No, I'm fine. I'll get gas to sell us. Oh. What is this?
Restaurant and cafe.
That's a big...
Yeah.
It's a big place. Wow.
There's nobody inside.
It looks like the only food, like that they've kind of adopted out here that's not really, that's not Icelandic, is Asian food. I saw a lot of Asian food. A lot of Vietnamese restaurants, a lot of sushi and stuff. They really like that out here. Which, sushi kind of meshes with...
Yeah.
With what they're going for. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. Well, I think you want to sign out for the time being?
Yeah, sounds good.
It's been a good one. It's been very chill. I love it.
Super chill.
You know what's funny? Is how if you're having like a good trip, you have very little to talk about.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
If we
there's
had
still like fun stuff we've seen.
Yeah, but it's just like if there was some bad like trip ups along the way and stuff that
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that a cop?
That was a cop. Yeah, he's probably like, what?
Just cop it all
But-
off. Be like, sir, I don't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, until next time, until the 26th,
Yeah.
we'll let you guys know if we get pulled over or not.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's fine.
Will do.
Keep it real. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah,